online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another after show right here on AFTERBUZZ TV for Monday Night Raw. Tonight's episode came to us from Hotlanta, also called Hot Atlanta by Big Show. I'm Cathy Kelley. Johnny LaQuasta flew all the way across the globe to get away from my slaps. It's unfortunate.
I didn't think Ethiopia would be the place he would head, but
yeah,
it's the only safe place. He's in Ethiopia right now.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Johnny. Yeah, got his malaria shot, got his other shot, was complaining because his arms were sore last week. Well, easy come, easy go.
Is that your malaria saying?
Yeah. Easy come, easy go.
Malaria.
Malaria. Joining us on the panel, as always, we'll start off with the walking Dale Rutledge.
Yeah. I never get to go first. What's up, everybody?
Well, you are first in my eyes.
Aw, Cathy.
What about me? That's messed up.
Well,
You're playing the heel role tonight.
No,
you don't
right.
get to be #1. She's in all black today. Got that makeup on, all vampy-like.
Yeah.
I like it.
you guys know her from Total Divas and the SmackDown after show right here on AfterBuzz TV. Kaori Takee.
Hello, guys. What's up?
Kaori.
That's a good. Yeah, we should play that as our theme song. I like it.
When I'm not there, you guys can play it.
You don't like it?
Fair
No,
enough.
I like it. It's fine.
And sitting next to Dale, Evan Wecksell, the clothing designer, actress, comedian, father of the cutest darn wrestling fan on the planet.
I did be the wicked stepmother on Broadway, Cinderella, I believe.
Wow.
Are
That's
you
a
the
big jump for
understudy
you.
or
I don't know. I got 4 different auditions for that part.
only 4?
Well, yeah,
They must have been impressed.
Yeah, I was
For
really
a
good.
cross-dressing role that you'll be playing.
Girl, bye.
That will
there
be
you go.
great.
Yeah,
Try to
can't
get
wait.
tickets to that.
Well, we're in previews in a few weeks, so please, I'll fly you guys in.
Awesome.
I hope Nina gets sick so we can see you in it.
I'm her understudy. But I have a plan.
What is that plan?
Luck? I don't know. A Ouija board? I have no idea.
Okay.
I'm gonna think about it. Give me an hour.
Malaria. Can we go back to malaria?
Easy come, easy go.
Ebola is the new malaria, guys.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
malaria is
shucks.
so 2010.
Yeah.
Sorry, malaria.
Yeah.
Tonight in Atlanta, Ambrose comes to the ring to kick off Raw, looking as unstable as ever. Says he's gonna rip down the contract, rip off the pole, and rip John Cena apart, and then head to the Hell in a Cell with Rollins.
He's like a kitty versus a newspaper. It's
like
it's
that-
gonna shred him up.
No holds barred movie. Rip them. It's like, oh.
I love when Dean Ambrose opens any show, really.
I mean,
It's
he
fine by me.
can be on the mic all day.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So Cena then interrupts, comes to the ring, tells Ambrose to keep calm and shut up. Get ready for Hell in the Cell in 2 weeks. Should write that on a shirt.
He has enough shirts.
Oh. Ambrose says he's ready to kick Cena's ass, and then Triple H and Steph come to the ramp. Triple H and Steph say they're going to make a standard bet, and they want to see Cena and Ambrose face each other tonight in the match that was supposed to be, or no, what was it? Oh, they set up the triple threat first,
triple
and then
threat tag.
after the triple threat, they set up that match that was supposed to be the paper. We'll talk about that. So,
Before that,
what do you guys think of the impromptu tag match?
They all click. I mean, I think the ironic thing is Cena was the only one not wearing a shirt in that match.
that is unusual for a wrestling
That
match.
was weird.
It's always hard to tell whether Ambrose is in his ring gear or is in his street
I thought he would rip his shirt
clothes,
off or. You know,
I don't think we've seen him with his
He's
shirt
never-
off
yeah.
in WWE. Maybe down NXT.
He's just Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse. That is the Ambrose.
I do like his new shirt that he had.
I love that shirt.
pretty cool.
I want it.
So
I bet you can make it happen.
Goldust and Stardust versus the Usos versus Cena and Ambrose. Triple H and Steph thought that they would tear each other apart, but that's not what happened.
Sure wasn't.
I mean, there were some really cool spots in this with Cena doing a splash onto the Usos and
Out
the
of the
Rhodes.
ring? We never see that from Cena.
Yeah,
That was
and
awesome.
then Ambrose followed that up with the splash onto all 5 of them.
Not to be outdone,
No.
of course. There was a
I
great
was
toss into
expecting
the corner.
everyone, everyone was going to go off the top. I was expecting Michael Cole all of a sudden to go off the top turnbuckle, and JBL was going to go off the top turnbuckle,
And Jerry Lawler will just sit there and wear his
and he just said puppies. I don't know. Throwback.
pure shirt. So Cena and Ambrose end up winning with, I guess Ambrose does the dirty deed. Cena does the AA to Rhodes, or to Stardust, and then gets the win.
Yep. And then, Triple H owes Steph $1.
$1. She should have bet higher
$1.
up there.
Their standard bet of $1. Triple H says he hates losing, and maybe they should just find out tonight who will get a shot at Rollins. So the pay-per-view contract match is happening tonight.
I was surprised by that.
I was happy about that, actually.
You were happy about that?
I was. That
Okay.
we had the pool match tonight.
Why?
Well, probably because I'm on SmackDown and nothing that exciting happened.
You had the 15th anniversary.
know.
of-
I heard,
That's true.
I heard
That's
from a
true.
good source that it was just as good as a Raw.
It was. We got Teddy Long, guys. You guys missed Teddy Long and Johnny Ace.
Teddy Long should have made this triple threat tag team match today.
He could have made like a 7-on-7 tag. It's just so weird with a triple threat tag match. Like, what motivates the wrestler on one team to tag in a wrestler of another team?
Nothing.
Yeah. That's kinda
It was
weird.
kind of weird. I mean,
Yeah.
if the titles were on the line, that would obviously be weirder. But still, I guess it's like there's
Bragging
like
rights?
Yeah, there's like pseudo
That you want?
alliances for like they're temporary and then they
Yeah.
go away and then they come back and
you like tag out of spite, I guess.
yeah. Then you just wait for Stardust to just take on an Uso and make a funny face, which is great.
But I'm excited about the pole match because it's nice to have at this time to know like what main event's going to happen and stuff, because it's been kind of slow process. I'm like, okay, I'm glad this is happening.
I mean, it makes sense because of other things that happened in Raw tonight as to why they're switching it up. It just seemed like a last-minute call on their part as well.
Exactly. Yeah, it
Yeah.
seems like maybe they had a think tank session or something, and they're like, maybe we don't want these guys to pull double duty on the pay-per-view.
Because it's two guys doing double duty. They did it with like Daniel Bryan. It seemed like all the time. I said double duty.
I love that. 5 years old.
Ziggler also had that string of,
Yes.
I think it was last year or year before, where he was pulling double duty
Oh, yeah.
on a couple of
Double poo-poo
pay-per-views.
to every week.
But I don't know. I sometimes I like it when they do that because it kind of shows the wherewithal of the wrestler. But
Oh, completely.
we can get to what happens later.
Yeah. So are you fine with where Hell in a Cell is going? I mean, without Lesnar being there, obviously they had to do something, so...
Yeah, I was trying to think of the last time that they didn't have the champion at a pay-per-view, and I thought maybe it was The Rock, but when I looked it back up, he defended the title at Royal Rumble and at Elimination
about
Chamber and at WrestleMania.
When Daniel Bryan was injured,
He
This
did
most recent
Kane,
time,
He did
he
Kane
had-
right
He
after.
did Kane.
But then did they have Money in the Bank or was there one in between?
They did have a
pay-per-view before he had to give
Was it
back his title.
Battleground or no?
yeah. But that was injury-induced.
If you were in the
Malaria,
chat room, please let us know. I hate mosquitoes.
No, that's sad.
Oh.
Oh, this is a problem right now.
This is like a double vaccination match.
Good thing that Johnny won't get it.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yay!
Yay.
He was so sick
They
on
might
that
have
day
to-
that he got literally like 8 different shots, and
Oh, yeah,
he
you
was just
gotta-
like sick from getting the shots.
They're gonna have to screen him, right, when he gets back? Like,
I don't know.
okay, well, that's
I
a
will be.
different conversation. You will?
He'll be in quarantine
That's
for
for
6
CNN to
weeks.
decide,
I
guys.
do a lot of
AKA, we
shows
just
with
don't
him.
want to hang out with him.
Yeah.
Kidding. So, yeah. that match will happen later tonight. Next up, we have the first of 2 Divas tag matches tonight. AJ and Layla versus Paige and Alicia Fox. I forgot who brought this up on Twitter, but they mentioned, why are Paige and Alicia Fox in like teaming up when they were just fighting a couple months ago? When did that?
They got past it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens.
Now that she's a heel, she can hang out with other crazy people.
Yeah.
Crazies love crazies.
Also crazy.
I like them together.
You do.
There's something about them. They complement each other in a weird way that I enjoy.
But you also like Alicia a lot too, right? So
yeah,
that might be.
Alicia's got it.
She does.
She's
But
my
Paige,
favorite.
I mean, I could watch Paige wrestle a mannequin. I'd watch her wrestle anything. She's like that amazing.
She's good,
I'm
yeah.
a pager. I'm trying to get that term down.
A pager?
A pager?
Follower of Paige.
Pagers are so
Not-
1990.
I'm bringing it
I
back.
don't even think she was born then.
Bringing it back.
Yeah.
It's the bell bottoms
right.
of wrestling references. It's coming back.
So
By the way, real quick, Sports Guy 31 says it was payback when Bryan didn't defend the belt. So it wasn't that long ago.
thanks, sports guy.
Thank you.
But like, injury is different than just like not doing it. It's very, very strange for Brock to be like, meh.
And I hear that he's not going to be defending it for a while. And that's the one that's going to be problematic.
They're using up his appearances because they only have so many.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think that it also allows some of the newer guys, like the, former Shield members, to have their time.
No, I think for this pay-per-view it's great. I just wonder how long they'll
That's what I'm
make it
saying,
last.
yeah.
I mean, is it going to be Survivor Series? And you never know. But also, it frames Rollins to be like the personification of a title. Like, when have 2 guys fought over a guy? Unless it's like a Bravo show, but I don't know where. Can I say that? It's just weird that he's. I just did. I feel like Rollins is the belt now.
Yeah.
So it's almost like it makes Orton look a little weird or warped, but at the same time, it's like Rollins is the main prize on the roster right now.
Weird.
Yeah.
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 It also makes me wonder if they will put that briefcase up at some point. If this does drag out, as long as I'd heard like till Royal Rumble.
That's
is
what I
the
heard
rumor
too.
was.
That's a concern.
That just seems like a long time.
Right? Yeah.
But I feel like if that were to be the case, they would have to put that briefcase up for a challenge because somebody's got to fight for something.
Have they ever done that?
They've challenged it before because
Okay.
Mr. Kennedy lost it, but that was because he was injured in real life and Edge took it from him. But that's the only time I can think of it. But
Well,
I did love AJ's going back to the match. I loved her little it was a very quick snippet of her backstage.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I picked you because, well, I hate you the least. Like, I like that she has no friends. It's a kind of a cool.
And then their kind of hug.
Yeah, like.
They're like, oh, we don't want to be doing this.
Your
but
touch is like acid.
Shout out to Layla's outfit tonight. Very Rosa Mendez of
I was
her.
gonna mention she was wearing a fifth of a t-shirt.
It was like a wash rag extended.
She looked hot though.
Yeah.
She's been looking
They all do.
Looking good, yeah.
During the match, AJ started chasing Paige around the ring, and then got lured into the fox trap. But AJ escaped and gets the pin for the win.
Yeah, did the Shining Wizard. I always like that move.
Great name.
Yeah.
Post-match, AJ chases Layla up the ramp and attacks her, then skips away with the belt.
Goes back for her baby.
Yeah. Backstage, Triple H, Steph, and Orton we were noticing that, one, the fisheye lens made it look like Orton's left bicep needed its own zip code.
Seriously?
Jacked.
And 2, he looks far less intimidating in blue.
Yes, that's intimidating.
He's a nice guy you'd run into at like Hogan's Beach Shop in Florida. Like, he's the guy that'd be working behind the counter, like, choosing surfboards for you. He seems very more aquatic. It's a more aquatic shirt.
Aquatic.
Yes, it's a very.
I like it.
It's
though.
marine.
Yeah.
It's very marine, calming.
Yeah.
Calming.
calming?
Probably not marine
Orton's a
for
very
him.
calming shirt now. Even though it says Viper Strikes on the front or something like that.
We have been inundated all week in the most amazing way by the RKO. What are they?
Oh yeah.
They're videos. Someone put up a blog with RKO out of nowhere,
Yeah.
but it's like
Even
in the middle of a
Steven had
soccer match or on a playground. And
The playground
they're
one
absolutely
really-
hilarious.
Yeah. I
If
wanna
you
see
haven't
these.
checked them out yet.
It's just people doing ordinary things and then suddenly
RKO.
RKO sneaks up out of nowhere.
They
doing-
fall in the video, but someone's like inserted Randy.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's really entertaining.
They're doing ordinary things.
There you go.
There was a video a couple weeks ago, I think it was West Virginia's football team had like a full-on 5-minute match in their locker room with like crutches and chairs. Oh, it was on like the team stream of Bleacher Report, but it's a funny video to look up. Full-on wrestling, elbows, RKOs, all that stuff.
I know
funny.
another funny wrestling video to look up.
Uh-oh.
Beckett for
I'm
business.
like, wait,
Yes.
The shirt is here! The dad is here! Okay.
So Orton says that he wants a match at Hell in a Cell and wants to face whichever guy doesn't face Rollins, so either Cena or Ambrose, which we will find out later tonight. And he wants it to be the main event of Hell in a Cell.
Because he's Orton.
His match is going to be more important than whoever Rollins faces.
He's the best wrestler right now in the biz. I mean, I feel like he is the sharpest, most technically precise person, I think. Like, hands down on the roster.
He doesn't
His
put on a bad
match,
match.
I
Yeah.
mean, this one tonight was Ziggler.
Yeah, we'll get...
Yes, that's a good one.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll get to that after we talk about Wyatt's vignette.
They're coming.
They're coming.
Eric
It's
Rowan
coming.
speaks.
It's coming.
I like this little bit of absence from the Wyatts. I think it's making everyone kind of miss them. And these going back to the compound was a great idea. We kind of talked about it here even a little before that. And I don't know, it's kind of nice to wonder what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Even though I feel like it's probably going to stay fairly on point for what they were doing before, just maybe 3 individual guys instead of a guy in a
It's
tag
like a
team.
refresher, which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little progression.
Because they were getting a little bit stale after Bray and Jericho,
Yeah.
that whole feud. But
Which is weird to say because it was always good.
it was always great. He was always so good that I think we compare Bray to that greatness. Like, we have a higher standard for him. And so, you know, when it sounds like he's doing the same promo, even though they're clearly all completely well thought out.
Yeah, the same awesome
And-
promo.
Yes.
But yeah, it does, you know, when you watch wrestling every week for who knows how many weeks, you
It
need
is
a
the
little...
longest running
It's like
episodic.
if you love a band, it's like every hit song of theirs kind of sounds the same, even though they're all awesome. It's still that's
You want a little variation.
That's the very best of Aerosmith right there. So, but it's still they're all awesome.
Coldplay, same 3 chord progressions.
For real.
So, yeah, the vignette of just Bray fixing Eric Rowan. And do you think that Rowan has, I don't know, everyone's always been saying that Harper obviously
That he was like the
can
weak link or whatever.
be on his own.
Yeah.
Do you think that Rowan can be on his own, potentially, if that's what they're going for?
Yeah, you know, his size is intimidating, and we've seen him progress in the ring quite a bit just in the past year and a half-ish. Not even quite, I guess. And I think that he could definitely get there. I think he'll need more work than Harper, but you know, that's the great thing about wrestling is that these guys can progress and still be in the spotlight.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, you're letting them talk. Like, you got to hear Rowan, you know, he said something, and he's very intimidating, and, you know, he's more than just a bald guy in a red beard. He's going to be a force. He's going to be a force out there, and I think I want to see that child, that pregnant Bill. I want to see that birth maybe on a future
Oh, that was
episode.
nasty.
Not like a Mark Henry Mae Young thing, but, you know, something.
No hands.
No hands coming out, but still, you know, there should be a Junior Wyatt, like
That
the
might
next
be like
generation.
Halloween week or something.
Oh yeah, that's when they should come back.
It is interesting that they're kind of
Demon
painting him
baby.
as
Yeah.
a adult child. That's sort of what this whole, he was like,
yeah.
I found him, and he's like playing with
Yeah.
a wagon and stuff, like he's a simple person or something. I don't know.
Says
Weird.
I'm just a big child.
Yeah.
Or yeah, that's my,
see
my
how it
wife
goes.
tells me that all the time. So yeah.
You don't say.
Anyway,
Let's talk about Ziggler, the Intercontinental Champion, versus Randy Orton.
Mr. Blue Shirt.
My favorite match of the night.
yeah,
it was
I
great.
think so too.
I mean, Cesaro on commentary, Rollins came out to watch. But let's talk about this match because holy whoa.
Well,
Yeah, Orton was splendid here. Splendid.
Everything. I mean,
There was a great standing drop kick from Ziggler that just, I don't know.
That was amazing.
That guy just moves his body.
Also, there was a big superplex
Oh, yeah.
off the top rope that was flat out 10 out of 10. And Cesaro was at the ringside on commentary, I think, giving short answers.
Oh, and Cesaro was kind of rough on commentary. I hate to tell you, Kaori.
I know, everyone's tweeting me that, and I will say that it's okay. He looks good.
Yes.
I've seen him do a lot better, so I don't know if he was just nervous tonight or if maybe his game was off or he had somebody yelling in his ear.
Maybe he was just too much in his head. I don't know.
Or he was focused on the match because it was awesome.
Because it was too good of a match. He didn't know what to say. But I do want to point out the fan in the crowd that when they got to the barricade,
Oh my God.
had the best selfie moment of the year
hope
when
the phone was
Ziggler is
fast
just
enough.
like splayed
That's
out.
amazing.
And the guy had the wherewithal to be like, click.
He's like, it's
I
gonna
hope
happen.
they have
Prep.
Twitter or Instagram so we can see that.
I'm sure we'll
hope
find
so.
it.
I hope he
That's
tweets it to Ziggler, and then Ziggler sends it, retweets it, and then the guy just
That was
blows up.
good reflexes, fan.
So Orton ends up tossing Ziggler in the air to finish his match.
So good.
RKO for the win. That must have been, what, 6 feet up in the air?
The amount of strength to be able to do that, too, from the weird position that he had him in, like, I mean, that's just, maybe his bicep really does have a zip code. I don't know.
I could replay that 10 times.
just the left bicep.
wow.
Just that left. He's real good.
Surf shop bicep right there. It's like a Dumbo drop RKO. That was just like skydiving RKO, just
Yeah.
elevation.
Nuts. Post-match, Rollins ends up coming into the ring and curb stomps Ziggler.
And doesn't even cash in his money in the bank for the IC title.
No, he does not.
Smart guy.
It was just because curb stomp.
Yeah.
But yeah, seeds are definitely planted for Rollins versus Orton.
I would rather, well, I guess we can get to it later, but I'd rather see Orton Rollins than Orton Cena again.
I wonder if that's what they're
sure.
gonna do
That's
at the next pay-per-view.
I'd be okay with it.
Fatal 4-way.
Since
Fatal 4-way.
okay.
Yeah, I'll take it.
So next up, right after this match, we go pretty much straight into Rollins versus Swagger. Rollins ends up winning, and Orton comes into the ring, RKO's Swagger, and they have a stare down again. And I couldn't tell whether they were going to make out or fight.
You were kind of cheering for the
They
first
were
one.
really
I think you
close.
were.
Like, their faces were really freaking
not
close.
both?
And Rollins was definitely looking at his lips for a second.
It got weird, but it happens.
Yeah.
I want to say that was the most painful looking roll up that I had seen in a long time. The way that Swagger's
yeah.
head kind of dropped and then he kind of kept the pressure on his neck. It was rough looking. I felt bad for Swagger. This match went for a while, though. I was impressed.
I don't think that it was as long as Orton versus Ziggler, but
No.
it felt a little bit longer.
Yeah. Maybe Swagger was keeping the pacing a little slower. I
It was
don't know.
fun. It was greatly competitive. I mean, it was great.
yeah.
You know, you kind of knew maybe how it was going to go in the end, but still, they did not give that away by just having it be like a squash or something like that. They really kept it rolling.
I feel bad for Swagger because he was on such a roll here with what he was doing with Rusev, and then it's sort of
And now he's just getting rolled up.
now he's the only role he has. It sort of transferred over for a minute to shucks, I'm blinking on who's his feud with?
Dallas?
To Dallas, yes, right
Where's
after.
he been?
But now he's
Was
gone.
he injured?
He's on
or-
SmackDown.
On SmackDown, yeah.
What up?
Wow.
Or main event. He could be on main event tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't know. Swagger struggled to ever get over with the fans for
And
how
now
long,
he
and now he
is.
is, and now they're not using him. I
Yeah.
think it's kind of a waste.
They do that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a shame.
Never thought I'd feel bad for Swagger, but here I am.
Aw.
I think they
Buy his
just
shirt.
they needed a lot of mid-card guys to put over other people tonight. That's
Yeah.
all it was.
Yeah, and oddly, Swagger is kind of he's a very established guy at this point. He's been around seven
Dallas could
years.
remotivate him, probably just come back for, just a touch up to see. I don't think like I inspired you enough a month ago, so let me just have you re-believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself.
Give him cookies.
Remix.
He did to NXT. So backstage, see Renee sporting a great hairstyle. This is what happens when
Yeah,
girls
you
talk about Raw. I will stop doing that.
Do you follow her Instagrams on her days off when she like posts about, just she photos
No.
her hair and
Sounds like you do.
inspirational. Yeah, why not?
That braid was on point, girl.
It's still new to me. I've only been on Instagram 3 weeks, so yeah, catching on. Sorry.
Renee interviews Ambrose and she asks what we can expect from him tonight. Ambrose says he's not going to be a nice guy.
Surprise.
Are we surprised?
No.
No, not at all.
He might be a nice guy to Renee. No, that's
Yeah.
Shipper.
Winka, winka.
Might pull up a hot dog truck. Hey, I got these hot dogs.
Whoa. I don't know where that's going.
Ketchup. It's PG.
Yeah. So then we go straight from there to the locker room. Tom Phillips is hiding behind Big Show.
Like,
to ask him a
literally.
question.
Yeah.
He's like the advocate of Big Show all of a
Over
sudden.
here,
Yeah.
Big Show
very
looked
weird.
huge next to Tom Phillips.
I don't know how big Tom is, but
Yeah.
Big Show is obviously a big dude. But why behind? It was just
It
a
was
weird.
an awkward
He
positioning.
doesn't have space.
They
maybe.
couldn't
He's
make
like,
eye contact, so he's
Yeah.
like, It's very strange.
Oh, big shout out to Tom Phillips. So if you saw SmackDown 15, you know that he got a big cake in his face at the announce table.
That sounds delicious.
It was a huge cake right between Cole, I think, and JBL. He got a nice big old birthday cake of SmackDown dumped on him.
I'm so hungry.
Great
right
smell.
now.
I'm really
Why
hungry.
Over his
Why'd you
headset.
bring up cake?
Something smells like food.
The
in
last
here.
time I was on the show with you, we were talking about face and
Cake
cake.
makes everything
I
better.
always talk
Isn't that
about cake.
funny?
When am I not talking about cake?
Oh my
Is
gosh.
Kelly, cupcake.
I
Kathy,
want-
Kelly, cupcake. Kelly, Kathy.
I still want face and cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there was a good SmackDown
Cake
cake
face.
Yeah.
on Friday.
Yeah.
I don't remember it.
It's just like 2 days ago.
Sorry, Rosie.
And that's a show you talk about.
Yeah, you're on that
Normally.
show.
I have short-term memory. It comes back later when time has passed. Long-term memory helps.
That doesn't sound very helpful.
Well, this is the promo that Big Show called Atlanta, Hot Atlanta.
I did like his analogy with the glass jar to be shattered, though. I thought that was a cool. I mean, he was like, "Yeah, I haven't pinned him, but I did knock him out," and you're kind of leaving that fact out of this statement, Tom, little man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got worried a little bit during this promo that maybe he would defeat Rusev today.
You thought so?
Yeah, just for a minute.
I actually, knowing that which we'll talk about later, but when Big Show came out was halftime for football, so that was something that they probably, if they were gonna do, should have done then.
Would have done it.
Big
had it
guys
been.
on ESPN to big guys on USA. It was a competitive game tonight. I think it was like a 3-point game at the half or something. So
Did
who
you
knows?
did you say you were worried about him beating Rusev?
Yeah.
Okay.
When
Worried.
is that gonna happen? Who do you think is gonna? Well, now maybe Henry.
That's a good question. I mean, with The Rock
Yeah.
building him up last week and technically beating Big Show this week, it's
Never going to happen.
I think it's a WrestleMania moment at this point. Like I feel like they might roll
That's
it that
so
long.
far away.
I can't handle Rusev all the way that far.
I know you do not like Rusev.
I do not like him.
That I know.
He's
Like
like the
Lana.
worst.
Does Lana offset your dislike
I
of
do
Rusev?
like Lana.
Okay.
So it's like, okay.
Okay.
Deal with her.
I was kind of on the fence maybe 5-6 months ago, but I'm enjoying this streak because he has been DQ. Like he's not
Right.
unbeaten. I
Right.
kind of like not being pinned or not being made to tap out.
He's also one of those people that I think should grow on you because he has come so far. Like now he's on the mic and his mic skills are better.
Exactly.
And,
Like what we want from Bray Wyatt, I feel like Rusev has accomplished because him and Lana do change just a little bit through
yeah.
what their career has been, and so it's nice to see him on the mic now, like you're saying.
I wish everyone was just as good as Bray on the mic.
Yeah, brazen.
You can't go up when you're that good.
Man, who
That's
would
the
have?
problem.
Yeah, I mean, there's nowhere to go. He started out awesome, but who would have thought that just some like tomahawk action would get this crowd so riled
my
up?
Talk
Gosh.
about a great moment in improvisation.
Yeah, well, let's talk about what Lana and Rusev said on the mic before the match. Lana makes fun of America for celebrating Columbus Day, and she says Columbus was just an egomaniac that got lost. Then she starts talking about the Indians, and she says that they lose their money faster than the Braves lose their baseball games, which
Yes.
got the crowd.
Riled up.
They were furious. Also want to point out the sign that said Lana's Putin 999. Yes.
So clever.
There were 3 separate signs, so
Yes.
it couldn't get her. Yeah, her Putin needed its own sign. So
Well, I think that it was carefully crafted so that they couldn't get them taken away.
Yeah, it's like no,
Just
I
place
just
it.
have a
No,
sign for
I'm
Putin.
just-
let's move these 2 signs, and they won't.
Lana's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're just.
I wasn't in the middle initially. I went to the bathroom.
They were putting on the security at the arena. Rim shot.
Yeah, keep working on that one.
Okay. 0 for 1.
Now we can talk about the match. So, Big Show versus Rusev, as they touted USA versus Russia, because we've never had that before.
Have they done that?
Nope.
Your face.
But yeah, the tomahawk chant from the crowd.
So great. I mean, Big Show is always chopping people like crazy,
but
right?
It was also perfect timing because he was going in for the chop and then he just did the tomahawk.
So
Nothing's
smart on
better
his
than
part.
chest slaps than tomahawk chest slaps.
The crowd went bananas. They were already going crazy, but they really exploded when he did that. They got behind him so big.
Yeah.
Show.
Yeah.
Big Show.
But yeah, the crowd was on fire. I mean, Big Show went to the top rope, which never works out for him, let's be honest. It's never a good idea.
Yeah.
Either the ring breaks or he misses the move.
Yeah. There will not be a moonsault by the Big Show.
I hope
The
not.
top rope.
I do want to see him break the ring again.
That was great.
Yeah.
That was a SmackDown moment, man. SmackDown 15.
See, they have some good.
She remembers that because it happened 10 years ago.
Exactly. You got it.
Rusev locks in the accolade, but then Mark Henry comes out. And Rusev goes in for the accolade again, but then wins via DQ because Henry gets in the ring and starts attacking him.
And Big Show is kind of pissed at first. He's like,
Yeah.
well, you know, like I could have done this on my own, but really he was going to have to tap out or just pass out more
Right,
than likely.
because also that he could have attacked Mark, but then like his sensitivity training set in to where he was okay with that at the end.
He was fine at the end. He's like, I get it. And then the flag pops right in their face.
He looked around the arena. There's like 4 Russian flags. There's like 2 Russian flag graphics. There's the flag that drops from the middle of the arena, and then there's like another flag like back from the entrance. That's like a lot of Russian flags in Hotlanta.
I mean, for a guy who was in NXT, what, a year ago?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got some great heat. I mean, this has
For
been
Lana to just join
She was just in
the
that singing
WWE,
movie. Yeah.
What, a year and a half ago?
Year and a half, maybe. Tops.
Nuts.
Yeah, and the match I think just ended great because it makes Big Show look strong. It keeps Rusev undefeated,
And Mark Henry's still in the mix.
and you never know where Mark Henry's gonna do next. You know,
I thought he might have a heel turn here.
Totally.
I wasn't sure if he was going to help help Big Show, or if he was going to help him and then attack him.
So do you think what's next for Rusev? Is it continuing with Show, or is it going back with Mark
'cause
Henry?
he didn't win clean.
Yeah.
So Big Show can still claim that he would have won.
yeah.
So I think we could see this at the pay-per-view.
Continue to happen.
Yeah, it feels like Show Rusev at the pay-per-view will probably still do it again.
Yeah.
Because
I can actually kind of get behind this storyline with Rusev. With Big Show. Kind of.
Don't hurt yourself on it. It's fine.
Although I don't think anything would be better than Rusev versus The Rock.
Yeah, people are saying that, or
I mean, it's never going to
the
happen.
dream,
It'd be so
But that
weird,
would be
but-
awesome.
the dream of Kurt Angle with him,
Kurt Angle would be good.
right?
Kurt Angle would be great, but I don't know.
That's why we'd have like the all-American, like I said, all-American versus the all-Russian wrestlers of past and present versus each other in like an 8-man tag.
How about Hulk Hogan comes to beat him? Just kidding.
Yeah, right. Have like Hogan, Swagger, Mark Henry,
All of them in
Kurt
line.
Angle versus Vladimir Kozlov, Nikolai Volkov, Rusev. and
One of the
maybe-
Rosebuds, the cheeseburger, because he has American cheese.
Is there
Why
cheese
not?
in Russia? There could be a Russian cheese versus American cheese
There's
match.
cheese
sure
in
they have
Russia.
cheese.
Is that what you just asked?
He just asked that.
United
Have you been
Nations.
deprived of the world?
Your son's on the internet, but are you?
No, he has more YouTube than I've had in 8 years.
Or YouTube.
More YouTube views.
Sounds like a dad talking.
Oh my goodness gracious! It's interesting that you bring up Hogan. He has been rumored to want another match, and this could
I just don't
be,
know if he's capable.
He wants Cena. That's the
He does want Cena, but this could be something that would make more sense storyline wise than just like I'm Cena and I'm Hulk Hogan.
But you know what? I would love to see Cena versus Hogan, though.
Would you?
I would love it. Yeah.
If he can still pull off the match,
Right.
I get it.
Yeah.
Cena's wrestled all the names in the biz
Well,
except
Cena
for
could really
Hogan.
help him along the way in the match, right?
The show was sponsored by WWE 2K15, so we could have that match in your home, I guess. Just get the video game and we can
On
play
Xbox One.
Xbox One, PlayStation.
I don't want to twiddle my thumbs. I want to just watch it.
And you have a brother that
And
can play it while
twiddling
you
your
watch.
thumbs while you're watching it.
Yes.
Excellent match. Dreams match.
You play video games.
I know. I don't really like 2K15. 14 World of 2K games. See, I'm this.
2K14's fun.
This new one looks great.
Yeah.
I played
They
it
look
at some.
so realistic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I loved
nuts.
it. But, you know, different strokes.
For different folks.
Easy come, easy go.
Sega Genesis for life, guys.
Backstage, Renee interviews Sheamus, and he says the only thing worse than the Miz is two Miz's.
Hey!
then- That was a great line. And then he
cute.
said, Sheamus has the cure. Take 2 brogue kicks and call him in the morning.
This is great.
I actually liked these lines, but
know.
they felt very written, but I
liked them.
kind of liked them.
They worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sheamus, I still want more for Sheamus. I don't know what it is.
I just sometimes forget that he's a champion.
I think
I
we
know, that's
forget
really
a lot.
bad.
Yeah.
If they're in need of top tier guys, can't they just retinker him a little? He moves great in the ring.
Yeah.
He's an awesome presence. No one looks like him.
His moves are great. He has like the best group of moves.
He looks
set.
intimidating. I don't know. I just would like to see him go back to being a heel or
Yeah.
get a storyline or anything.
For whatever reason, I think that when he came back from injury, something didn't click with whether it's writing or some. I don't know
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
But
I think-
still love him.
yeah.
I think he's great.
I think Cesaro should go up against him for the title.
Well, I think when also Sheamus came back, like it was kind of top heavy. Like you had the Shield, you had Daniel
Yeah.
Bryan up there, and I
came
think
back in
if
the
Sheamus
Royal
came
Rumble.
back like a week ago or 2 weeks ago or a month ago after Roman Reigns went down, I think he'd be ready to go straight to the top. But
They shouldn't have had him in
Yeah.
that Rumble either with Batista coming back and with Daniel Bryan not being in it. So Sheamus was just completely
hold
lost.
off a little bit longer.
Yeah, they could have held off. But whatever.
you wait your turn.
Can they bring back Wade Barrett?
Oh, he's hot.
I hope he
He is.
Maybe T-8 weeks or so. 8.
Okay.
can't be too long, but yeah.
He said December. So we'll see.
It's
For the
almost
holidays.
December. It's like a Christmas present.
I've got some good news.
Corey wants to unwrap him.
Oh, yes.
Uh-oh.
This is not even a joke.
In the arena, Tom Phillips interviews Todd Chrisley. Is that his name? Chrisley.
Chrisley,
I'll just
yeah.
call him Chrisley.
Ugh.
I don't even know what Chrisley ended up saying because I was so distracted by the
He
guys
said it's
behind
the
him.
best day of his son's life.
Okay.
It was being. in
That's
the
all I
arena.
heard.
But then there were at least 6 people. Like, there was a guy next to Tom Phillips. There was a guy behind with a phone.
Oh,
there was
no.
another guy who was just like,
Making lewd
That is.
arm
just going
movements.
at it.
yeah.
Yeah, the guy next to him
Yeah.
just kept making faces. I literally heard nothing, but it's probably fine.
Yeah.
Every time I see
I don't think we missed anything. It's not like we rewrote
that preview
everything.
for that show drives me
that
bonkers.
segment may not make the Hulu cut tomorrow.
Probably
I
not.
mean, like the 90-minute version, but wish him well.
Yeah. So we have this next match: Sheamus, the U.S. champ, versus Mike the Miz. And Mizdow, so great.
Mizdow
on
for
point.
president.
Yeah, he
As
is
per
good.
usual.
I think he got almost as much screen time as the actual match.
If
Like
not
they were.
more.
There were camera angles where they were trying
Yeah.
to get Sandow to be the center of attention while the match was
While the
going
match,
on, which
yeah.
was great. But yeah, just going move for move with Miz or trying to keep up. And Sheamus ends up throwing Miz through the ropes into Mizdow. Then to get the win, Miz ends up sneaking under the ring. Sandow distracts Sheamus, and Miz came out the other side, got back in the ring. Sheamus got counted out. Miz wins.
That's amazing. I've never seen a count out or under the ring trick where the wrestler actually goes from inside A and then outside B. It's always been like they're hiding or someone else comes out or
Unless you're Hornswoggle.
no, unless you live under the ring.
Yeah,
like,
you
I
know
guess
that place
Kane
pretty
or the
intimately.
Undertaker or whatever. But I thought that was just like a brilliant move for
Oh,
the Miz
yeah.
to go totally under and totally up, and the timing couldn't have worked any better.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got back in at like 8 or something. It was
Yeah.
really well done.
What else did you guys think of this match?
I think it's a great opportunity, like to work on, you know, your selling. I think on the outside of a ring, because I mean he has like now extra time, Mizdow, to just, you know, his empathy pains are just amazing. It is like a parent and his child. Like my child is in there getting hurt, so I feel it too.
I want to see Mizdow go for that title. Really,
that it's there for the taking. Yeah. I think when they want to push that button. Because the crowd loves him. I mean, it was a great camera angle.
They were chanting Mizdow.
Yeah, we want Mizdow.
Yeah.
But yeah, the camera angle where the cameraman is standing on the aisle and you see like half the screen. I feel like next week they could just have a split screen where they just have like the Miz cam and the Sandow cam.
That would be hilarious.
And then you see like how synced up they are.
It's only gonna be a matter of time before Mizdow turns on Miz.
Yeah, I think it'll be a while, but
it's working great now.
Yeah.
It'll be a
because a
while.
lot of it is like Miz is great and now Sandow's great because he's feeding off of the Miz's, you know, gimmick. But you just wonder, you know, when they're on their own, like what are they going to be like on their own? So, but he's, you know, Sandow's so talented anyway. So
he could fit into any.
He can do any. Yeah, he can do any gimmick, as we've seen before. Mizdow came around. He was Benjamin Franklin.
Literally
and,
any gimmick.
Lance Stevenson of the Pacers. So. He can play any part.
Whether he should or not, he was doing them. I am still a little confused about this switching of feuds that happened here. We kind of left Ziggler and Miz at a 2-1 ratio for having the title, and now Miz is fighting Sheamus and Ziggler is fighting presumably Cesaro coming up. It's a weird switcheroo, and I don't know. Does it bother you guys at all, or you like that they did it?
It seemed like it was a seamless swap. I mean, I think all four of them are also talented that you can pair them up in any iteration, and they just automatically can execute a great match. And I think it works great. They seem to all hate each other equally. So I have some hate saved for that guy now. So
yeah, I don't know really what they're doing with both of those championships. To be honest with you, like in SmackDown, Ziggler lost to Rusev.
Right.
And it was just kind of like they just fed him to Rusev, and it was like, oh, that's disappointing. That just happened.
Especially after he's been on such a roll.
It's like Dolph Ziggler becomes Dolph Martyr or something like that.
And then Cesaro sitting there commentating. It's like, okay, so now he's gonna try to get that title, but he should be getting the U.S. title. Well, that's my humble opinion, but I don't know.
Or they can combine the titles and just.
I think if you don't have the main title, you better hang on to both of these and sell the importance of it. Really.
Yeah.
Which may be why they did the switcheroo. They didn't want it to feel stale or something, but it was an enjoyable thing that hadn't lasted that long yet.
It's just confusing,
Miz has only been back for a few months.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't recall of it happening like this before, so I thought it was interesting. I don't hate it. I just am surprised by it. Because if I was The Miz, I would want my title back that I just lost 2 weeks ago or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Backstage, we get the Total Divas and Nene from Real Housewives of Atlanta and Glee and The New Normal.
She's awesome.
And everything
Other
on
stuff.
TV right now. And
Broadway.
And a clothing designer.
And a clothing designer.
And an actress.
She has a son that can name theme songs in like 20 seconds.
My son.
Oh.
Sorry, I went all changeling on you guys for a second.
That's all right. It happens.
Getting things
Angelina Jolie
confused.
reference. Yeah.
So Cameron storms in, tells Nene, girl, bye. And then Nene gets all up in her face, and they both say, girl, bye, at the same time.
This was at least for Cameron, I thought this was one of her better speaking moments that she's had.
Because she was just being herself.
Yeah, it was very zippy, it was quick, there was no flubs, and the other girls were a little, they didn't have much to do, and it's just so funny sometimes when they get stuck in like,
you can see it.
I need to do something. I don't know, there's those moments a lot.
You can see it when they're not doing anything and then uncomfortable about not doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's when,
Even Brie was like, "Oh my goodness," like so over exaggerated. It's like, hey, but this was a good. I guess she was just there because it's Atlanta, and it seemed like a good idea. It's so funny that celebrity for the most part.
Stars lately.
Yeah, but I feel like for the most part, celebrities don't work in wrestling. It's like YouTube almost. Like celebrities are great in different. Avenues, but unless they truly are a wrestling fan or they fit in and really,
or they can go for do a move or two,
or for whatever reason, I don't know. I just feel like they do sometimes work in these backstage segments.
Yeah, like Hugh Jackman was a great fit.
Yeah, but it's
you know.
also think about who the audience is and who they're going to like. Yeah, obviously they're going to like, you know, hot girl wrestling fans like Maria Menounos, and they're going to like, you know.
I think the thinking was like Total Divas is a reality show, just like the Real Housewives. You guys are in Atlanta. Don't you love the Real Housewives? You should love Total Divas. Like I see on paper them like, yeah,
For
this will
them,
be great. This will be great.
I mean, it's a business move. It's that celebrity gets to promote whatever they're trying to promote, and they then get the fans of that celebrity tuning in just because of them, and hopefully capitalizing on that. And
exactly, and that clip shows up on whoever covers Real Housewives or whoever, you know, the local news for Atlanta. It's like, Nene showed up on wrestling. Yeah, so I get it, but it's just interesting live. It just is always such a hard sell.
And so obviously
I feel bad for the celebrity a lot
Right,
of
well,
times.
that Tom Chrisley thing is not Todd Chrisley is not going to work.
For anything, as far as I know.
It's basically a very small version of what happened last week when Rock shows up, and then you go on Facebook the next day, and then there it is trending first story on Facebook, Rock returns to WWE. And then there's also another trending, Rock does Derek Jeter chant at Raw, and that's like its own trend.
Yeah.
did Kathy Lee and Hoda trend?
In their world, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even. Would they even advertise it on their show the next day?
I'm sure they
Maybe
did
they
the next
talked about
day.
the next day.
I'm
They
sure
probably
did.
talked about it that morning.
Because they had
that were
Cena
gonna
on
be
their show that morning.
Oh,
so I'm sure they
convenient.
followed it up with.
You know, it's just about, you know, getting the rating from like, you know, like a 3-1 to a 3-3 or a 3-4. It's like what can get you the extra, you
seems
know,
like
hundreds of thousands of people.
There have been a lot more guests because of, or since the NFL season started. Back
I
up.
keep forgetting about football.
Because I guess those the Today
How
Show
could
and
you?
then this show are the
Easily.
shows that, of people that probably don't really watch football per se. So you've got all these other non-football watchers that would watch the Today Show and watch Real Housewives that may not watch Monday Night Football, but hey, here's this is on, you know, and all the shows.
Yeah, check it out.
Smart.
So we have the second Divas tag match of the night. Nikki Bella and Cameron and Summer Rae versus Brie Bella, Natalya, and Naomi, accompanied by Rosa Mendez and their special guest of the night, Nene Leakes.
And we know who's going to win because Nene Leakes is on that team.
Yeah,
And she's a clothing designer.
and an actress.
Yeah, on Broadway.
So Brie, Natty, and Naomi get the win. Brie ends up pinning Nikki.
Yes.
That was
really
big.
And it was a really good reversal on her
Yeah,
part
it
because she had
was.
her up for the torture rack or whatever she calls it, but it's something, you know, she renamed it
torture
for her,
rack.
but that's what it is. But she bounced her feet off the ropes to get out of it and then turned around and did the, whatever she calls her move now. What's the head to the, I know what it is.
That thing.
Anyways.
The
finisher.
alley mat thing, face, I don't know. But it was a great punctuation mark, great period on the entire match because, you know, you have all this backstory of the Bellas, and you're like, do you want them to have their own match on a pay-per-view? Do you want them to have their own match on a Raw? Well, let's give them, you know, the close of this match, and it couldn't have gone any better because, like, everyone played their part. And then, but the announcers, I was worried because the announcers kind of talked about, like, this was, you know, the redemption for Brie. Like, she finally overcame months of what Nikki has done to her.
Right.
And you
Like,
just kind of want...
is this the payoff?
Yeah, you wonder if this is payoff, but obviously
definitely not.
no.
It's going to continue.
No, we've got 2 more episodes of Told Divas on Sunday, so we're not gonna.
They were selling it hard, though. I agree with what you're saying. It's kinda, it was kind of weird, like, oh, yeah, but that was just like 10 seconds in the ring. I don't know if that's redemption, but I guess so, if you want. But we'll see.
We shall see.
The crowd was kind of asleep during this, but I thought there was a lot of good moves. It's always hard for the Divas. I feel like the crowd is 80% of the time against them from the minute they walk out. You know?
It
then you
depends
have
on
to,
who it is. I think that the crowd has been so behind the Paige AJ feud,
Right.
because of their capabilities in the ring and the storyline that was
but they're still
around
not,
it.
They're never super hot for them, though. I mean, it's always, they have to fight for it every time they go out.
Unless they're chanting CM during the AJ matches.
Or Daniel Bryan during
Or yes.
Or Daniel Bryan during
Yeah.
this. I don't know. It just makes me feel bad that this was a really clean, quick, zippy match, and I just feel like the crowd was kind of like,
Yeah. I really think it's cool that they've been having multiple Divas segments
Yeah.
each Raw.
agree with
It's good. There's like
Because-
multiple universes, kind of.
Well,
yeah.
it's weird because when I first started watching, like a year and a half ago, you would be lucky if you got one Divas
Absolutely.
match.
Yep.
And now
So-
we had, what was it, last week or the week before? We had 3 Divas matches in one show. I mean, one was short, but
Yeah.
They've all just improved generally in the ring as well, which is nice. They're not just, I'm hot, check me out.
Although they are hot.
I know
they are
Cameron
hot.
was great backstage because, like, just like on Total Diva, she went down to NXT, she worked on her character, she developed, and she came back, and she can, like, you know, be a better talking piece among the whole division because she can get she can be there to get into the face of any diva or guest that shows up.
She can definitely. I think she's better on the mic by far.
Yeah.
But I love how she said on Total Divas the other week that she completely revamped her character. And I was like, no, you're the same exact person that you were before. You're just a
lip
heel
gloss
now.
now.
It's true.
Yeah.
And like,
Have a
yeah.
mirror.
Yeah. So completely revamped her character.
Girl heel.
You have to, like, show your heel, your shoe heel to the camera or something.
I guess she's not a Funkadactyl anymore, so.
True.
Yeah.
She's definitely not, but
They announce for SmackDown there's a match: Sheamus and the Usos versus Miz and the Rhodes Brothers in a 6-man tag match. So
With Mizdow on the outside.
yes,
That's the stunt double.
probably the awkward 7th wheel in that. Awkward. Backstage, Renee Young interviews Cena, and Cena said, "Tonight is not about hot dog carts and Miz TV or $1 bets. It's about the man who runs the show, him, and the hottest young star in the business,
Renee Young. Oh,
Dean Ambrose,
Renee Young's boyfriend.
counterpart."
Dirt sheets.
So then we get a Wyatt vignette. Wyatt's music comes out of nowhere. Get another vignette, and Bray says he was afraid until she came into his life and told him he'd never be alone. It's coming. What's coming? And who
A
is she?
baby.
And who is she?
Sister Abigail?
I've always wanted someone to be
Sister
who he thought was Sister Abigail. You know,
Yeah.
like someone that he.
But they haven't
like a
been
stranger.
They haven't been saying Sister Abigail for a while, so I don't think.
It's just his finisher now. He doesn't. That's the only time we ever
Yeah.
really hear it.
We need, like, an old female wrestler. I mean, because we've lost Moolah,
Yeah.
we've lost Mae Young, rest in peace. But we need, like, the new veteran female. Like, it could be Vicky Guerrero could come back as Sister Abigail.
That would be crazy.
She's not that old.
No, I'm trying to think who we have that's older than Vicky. I don't know. I think it's a Sister Abigail. It could just be you know, an unknown and just have her in, like, a cloak or something, or
Yeah.
big long ruler.
Do we think she's gonna be a love interest of Bray, or is she just like this angel or whatever? Is
I think it's probably not a love interest.
Maybe an
Who knows?
asexual female presence. How about that? That's a weird
Just a
label.
carrier.
Yeah, maybe a.
It's a surrogate mother.
I'd rather be spiritual than be love interesty.
Yeah.
Because that would be anti his character, I feel.
Yeah.
Unless they're really truly revamping his character.
What if it's like Paige?
well, like he's in love with her, so he'll do anything for her. Kind of like a Maker in True Blood or something like that.
Oh yeah.
So
I don't like storylines when there's too much love shit involved. It just bothers me.
They don't have any people
love
that are.
sucks. Is what Kaori said.
Well, I mean, like way back when AJ was general manager, then she was going through all these like love interests. I was
yeah.
bored with her, and now she's
really?
awesome. Yeah.
That's what got me watching.
But they don't really have. There's more. The real life romances kind of outshadow any. They don't have any storyline romances right now, do
No.
they? Really?
That's nice.
Santino was obsessed with Emma
Well,
for a minute.
a little bit of natty TJ crap, you know.
Yeah, but that's still real life.
Yeah, I suppose.
I mean,
I
cross.
hope that's not real life.
I hope it's not either, but-
I really
Dell
hope that's
and
not real
I were
life.
speaking. I mentioned them. What if we bring back intergender matches?
Yeah.
What kind of a buzz would that cause if we had a match between Natalia and TJ?
Would love to see that.
How much, like, bad, like, spousal?
You know that they practice
kerfuffle.
Yeah, they
together.
practice.
So what's
And all the Natty's husband chants in NXT and
Yeah.
him being disrespectful to her on Total Divas, but
feel like-
also in the ring, that 2 weeks ago where he had the headphones on.
I feel like whoever wins, it would just be awkward afterwards. You know? Like, if he wins, it's like,
mean,
bully.
it's already
If she
awkward
wins,
anyway,
Yeah, it's already
so-
awkward. It's all, you know.
She would have to win, I would feel. If
Yeah.
they
they
did
don't sign a contract?
It
Fantasy
doesn't seem like he
booking.
likes to touch her.
So
that. Divorce on a
so
pole.
bad.
Or son of pull that. It's like my stuff is on that pole, your stuff is on that pole.
That's the worst.
That's sad.
It's awful. Well.
That's sad. Let's make it happen.
Yeah. So after the Bray Wyatt vignette, we get.
I think it's pronounced Vignetti.
Vignetti.
Like Giannetti, like Marty Giannetti. Vignetti.
Sounds like pasta.
It does. Now I'm hungry again.
Oh man!
It's Vignetti.
I still want cake though, not pasta.
Yeah.
Back in the arena, Triple H's music plays. Triple H and Steph come out, walk to the ring hand in hand, so smug. And then they have the clipboard with the contract. And we get this contract match.
It's been a while since they've done a contract on a pole or something like that.
It feels like that. This was what Rusev and Swagger was meant for at SummerSlam, because we always talked about how it was going to be a flag match.
Flag on a pole.
And
Yeah.
I was expecting the flag on a pole or something, and then we finally get the pole, here. But it kind of felt like an Authority lumberjack match, because all of a sudden, like, you had the Authority sitting on the side, then all of a sudden, like, Rollins is watching, and then Orton is watching, and then Kane comes down because maybe he has to, like, file a TPS report or something, but then all these guys are around the ring.
Yeah. I thought it was weird the timing that it started, because the match, I believe, started right at
It's like
8:50
8:50 or whatever, or 7:50.
Yeah.
It was very. They didn't allow very much time left to do this match.
Yeah.
So, but I guess the interference is why. But yeah, I was questioning it.
Yeah.
And was it ever truly going to be at the pay-per-view then? Because I liked the match when they were going to wrestle each other.
I think that it was going to be at the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
This seemed like, why would they announce that it was going to be at the pay-per-view and then move it to Raw?
I don't know.
think it keeps Cena for a week longer as the headliner for the pay-per-view, because now it's Rollins and Ambrose. But it's almost it's weird, because it's like it's a generational conflict, because you have like the tried and true rivalry and then you have the tried and true rivalry you're about to know. So it's just what's curious is going to be who closes the show.
It's got to be Ambrose Rollins.
I would hope so.
You can't. That would like undersell them if you did it with Cena.
You're right. You have no choice. It's just kind of almost like a changing of the guard with the way things kind of fell tonight.
That would be a weird start to the show, because they're going to do one at the beginning and one at the end, right? So that would be a weird start to the show, having Cena versus Orton.
Yeah. Usually you could open with like the tag match, and the Dust Brothers could be in the beginning, and they could go like third to last or something. And there's a lot of ways to do it. I just think, people will probably be like, oh, I've seen Cena Orton a jillion times, but their last match at the Royal Rumble was really good.
Do you think that since Orton was basically asking tonight, Triple H and Steph, if they could have that as the main event, that he would be the main event, so him and Cena main event, Rollins and Ambrose kick off the show, and then somehow Rollins interferes in the Cena-Orton thing, because there's been that tension between Rollins and Orton.
Yeah.
Right. This can go, any which way. You saw you saw them face off every combination tonight. So.
Yeah. You can't have, if they put Cena and Orton at the end of that pay-per-view, you can't have that go down clean, because the crowd would turn on that performance. No matter how good it is, I just don't think there's not really any build-up. They're not mad at each other.
What do they get out of it?
Yeah, okay, I guess, but
let's just fight each other.
It'll feel like a to be continued kind of pay-per-view. I don't feel like you're going to get much resolution with the two main events. Orton and Cena can fight each other from now till the end of the time, and it'd be fine.
Honestly, though, I feel like the pay-per-views where we're really confused about them before end up being the best ones.
Yeah,
that's true.
Because we don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
And I think Orton's gotten better in the last year, and I think Cena's had great matches in the last year, and I think that match would go off well, depending on how they want to do it.
I just don't want to see it.
I don't think that just because one ends doesn't mean the other one's going to have to kick it off, right?
No.
It doesn't, but usually when you have a gimmicky match, you don't want to put them too close together.
Yeah, you don't want to
then
sell matches back to back.
Let's just put some divas in the middle or something.
That would kill the
poor divas.
Yeah. Don't do that.
I know. They always do it.
Sacrificial divas. No.
Take it for the team.
Here, Rosa, get out there.
Are you guys excited? 2 weeks away from Hell in a Cell.
I'm excited for Ambrose versus Rollins.
I'm very excited for that.
They've been teasing that for so long, and he's just been such a monkey in the works for Ambrose for ever now. I'm looking forward to that. I I don't know. There's nothing else.
It's
really.
like their first. It could be their first one-on-one, no schmaz anything.
Yeah.
Because they've had matches, but with the cinder blocks and then the lumberjacks and then getting cut off, abbreviated match, and I feel like this could be. They could fight again forever. Yeah.
What other matches do you think we'll see to round out the card?
I think Rusev Big Show is a good possibility, and like a no DQ or something. They have to change it around a little bit at a stipulation of some kind.
Always excited about AJ Page. I want that to happen.
I feel like they've got to do something different with that, though.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
But I want her to defend her title in some capacity.
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of the titles will be there since the main title won't be there.
But who else would be able to, try to take it from her? None of the Total Divas.
I mean, if they gave Naomi a good week or two.
She hasn't even been wrestling.
She wouldn't be
really.
allowed to have it, essentially, at the moment.
I mean, Alicia Fox is the only other person that's been consistently there, but that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Layla? I don't know.
Well,
Both of
Come on back, Karma.
Bella's would be cool.
Yeah, one of them.
Well, they can't have it, though, at the moment. Because you guys heard the...
Oh, because the show? If
Total
you're on the
Divas.
show.
Yeah, when they're on the show, they're not allowed to have the title. Which can change. Yeah, that's the rule.
Why?
Apparently Vince flips back and forth on that. I could kind of see it, though, because Total Divas, you're seeing them like, I'm getting my nails done, or I'm going to buy a house, or whatever, and if they're not with the belt, it kind of makes them look
I left my belt in our house.
like it's not important to them, or so. I don't know. I could see
so
it.
it's just when Total Divas is airing. It's not...
Yeah.
Okay.
But the rules can change at any time. That's
I
the
get
moment.
it.
Yeah. But it also makes sense for continuity if you're a fan of, Total Divas and you're watching that and they have the title and then you watch Raw and they don't.
It's confusing.
Because they lost it 2
Right.
weeks prior or something, then yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd like to see a tag team match.
Who would you like to see?
Well, there's Adam Rose and the Bunny
Don't even joke about it.
What is going on with that? Has that been on
the Bunny?
SmackDown?
against.
No, actually, we got a break from them. The Bunny.
Yeah, I think they got chanted last week in a flattering manner. So
Maybe the Bunny is what's coming.
What about Slater Gator?
Yeah, I'd like to see Slater get in the tag team division, not just against the Bunny. It would be nice to actually have them.
Slater Gator versus the Usos versus the Dust Brothers.
What about the Los Matadores? What about them?
Bring them in.
See,
It's like a hitchhiking. Pick them up.
Sure, why not? It sounds like a Scooby-Doo adventure. While I think we're gonna get both IC and US
Right.
titles there.
I
Miz,
hope
Sheamus, Ziggler, Cesaro. So that's like 4 or 5 matches right there. Maybe we will get a resurfacing of Big E. Big E, who is on the promo billboard for WrestleMania 31. There's like 7 wrestlers, and one of the 7 is Big E.
Oh, hey now.
So maybe you got
That
Big E.
always matters.
Maybe,
Yeah.
I don't know. Big E, Kofi, Xavier Woods.
R-Truth.
Justin Gabriel.
Are we just
Silence.
naming people?
We're just
that
naming
we
people.
haven't
I
seen?
can just name the black
Just
wrestlers.
name
but,
people. Oh. Can name more.
Yes, we
Go.
could.
Zack Ryder.
Zack Ryder.
So, final thoughts on Raw tonight. Overall.
I thought it was a great show. I thought we saw some great things in Ziggler and Orton.
Yeah.
It's good to see Ambrose go unstable-ish, and I made up a word. And no, it's a lot of wrestling.
I thought it was a pretty decent show tonight. It didn't feel too long. Sometimes it can get a little long-winded, but I thought it moved pretty well. We saw a lot of good action from the guys that were there, and it's still just amazing to me that the champion is just not going to be on TV for a while. And but it doesn't really seem to matter that much. Which is good on them for being able to do that.
Yeah, I guess it's better to like ignore something like that than to make note of it week after week. You just kind of
Right.
Although I do really feel Heyman's absence.
Yes.
That's one thing that I feel like is lacking in the show majorly, other than the title.
Other than the title.
But I thought this Raw was pretty good. And there was a lot more. The matches were longer generally, so there was a lot less talkie-talkie, which I enjoy a lot of times. And the Ziggler Orton match was off the chain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you
Off
think,
the
Cathy?
chain. Totally off the chain. Where can they find you guys?
I am at Evan Wecksell on Twitter. If you can't spell my name, funnyevan.com. And if you want to know more about my boy who knows themes, BeckettSage.com.
Your clothing line.
My big cartel clothing line, where I will ship them myself to you. This lovely.
Can we DIY it and cut off the sleeves and tie it into a little?
V-neck it, cut off the sleeves.
Could totally do the Layla thing for you.
Make it a Layla fifth of a t-shirt. Tube top.
That'd be
I want a
great.
Beckett tube top.
Baby tube top.
No?
All the moms are wearing
Not
it.
even with these babies?
A little small.
Dale, where can they find you?
Hopefully not doing this. You can find me at The Walking Dale on Instagram and Twitter. You can also find me on Nerdist.com. We have a Dean Ambrose interview tomorrow. And
What can you tease from that?
he talks to us and tells us things about life. Yeah, that's about it.
You can find me KAORIOUS Instagram as well as Twitter.
You can find me on Twitter at Catherine Kelley. You can find me on Instagram at Cathy Kelley, brain fart. You can find all of us here on Twitter and Instagram at AFTERBUZZ TV. Thank you so much to our lovely guests for filling in this week, and we will see you next Monday.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.